We've all experienced this pattern before. For example, we were studying for some kind of a test for school, and then someone came over, just read the notes, and got a better grade than us, even though we were studying for like 3 hours. Or, for example, it can be in a workspace where, we were working for a certain amount of hours, and yet someone that apparently worked less than us just got the same amount of money, if not even more. And then we asked ourselves, what does this even mean? How is it even possible? Like, it doesn't even make any logical sense. But it actually does when you look at it not just from a physical standpoint, but from a metaphysical state of point. And that's because we as humans, we don't just exist on the physical plane. There are three planes of existence: the mental, the spiritual, and the physical plane. Now, the thing about the mental and the spiritual planes is that they are the realms of cause, meaning that no matter what kind of physical action that you take, it will always make you end up in the reality that you are mentally and emotionally occupying. That's right. That's why, even though you're now just working from one plane of existence, the physical plane, no matter the action that you take, no matter what you do, no matter what kind of changes you make to your routine, or no matter what kind of changes you make to your business strategies, for example, you're still gonna end up with the same amount of results. And that's completely fine. Because we can shift this from it not working for you to it working for you, because there's a universal law that has always been abiding by you, that has always followed your lead, and that basically has always been working for your favor. But you just need to be conscious of what you're actually telling to this universal law. And that universal law is that you can only have what you already have. I'm gonna say that again. You can only have what you already have. I want you to right now look around your room right now. You can see a couch, maybe you can see your television, you can see your computer, you can see your table, some windows, for example. And I want you to ask yourself, if you woke up tomorrow and they weren't there, would you be shocked? Most likely yes, because they are so normal to you that you don't even question its existence, right? You just live your life and without even thinking about them, and yet they're just still there. They don't go away. And this is why at some point you accept it on such a deep subconscious level that they are a part of your reality, that the universe has literally no other option but to comply to you, because it has always been complying to you. It just always does. Whatever whatever you find normal within your subconscious mind, you will see that in your reality. You don't react to the universe reacts to you. And here's the thing: how you position yourself on the mental and spiritual plane is whatever you will be emotionally compelled to take action, which then wires that vibrational state into physical reality. And here's the thing: you find it normal that you take the action. And this is under the assumption. This video is for the kinds of people that have always been putting in an insane amount of work, that are already disciplined, and yet they're still not getting any results whatsoever. And why? Because your mind has made a very dangerous association, and that is that more suffering equals more gain. More pain equals more gain. Now, of course, to a certain extent, sorry, this matters a lot. Of course it does, because you still need to take physical action to actually materialize what it is that you want, and that's completely fine. I'm not like one of those other woo-woo manifestation gurus who just say, just sit around all day and just visualize and it will all come to you. No, you still need to go through the pain. You still need to improve yourself. You still need to do the physical action. You still need to do the work so that it actually materializes. Because, like, how can clients buy from you even though you have no content, for example, or you don't even put yourself out there? How can a girl find you when you're at home all day, right? It just Doesn't make any sense at all. But here's the very important thing. You don't see the connection between your mind and your reality. You think that they're separate. You think that, oh, I can just focus on scarcity all day and just, act differently and I will still become rich. But no, like we already said, you can only have what you already have. If you find it normal that you're poor, and if I asked you this, if you wake up tomorrow and you'll still be broke, would you be shocked? Absolutely not. You will find it completely normal, no emotion whatsoever, because it is so familiar to you on such a deep subconscious level. You generally have no idea. You think that the more that you suffer, the more that you will gain. But no. Like I already said, you can only have what you already have. Therefore, in order to actually take the right action, whether that is mental action, spiritual action, or physical action that will take you to your desired reality, you need to embody it right now. You need to quite literally relax and just ask yourself and really think about it. And the first confident answer that comes to your mind is exactly what will be the right answer. I want you to ask yourself, how does that version of me in that desired reality think? What kind of emotions is he feeling? What kind of ideas, thoughts, beliefs, convictions, identities does he hold about himself? What kind of action does he take? Just really brainstorm that version of yourself and really think about it, and then apply it to your own life. And I want you to do this whilst you're still in that deeply relaxed state. I want you to meditate, and meditation isn't like, opening your third eye and all of these things. No, it is simply stepping out of the external world and going into the internal world. Right now, we're quite literally recharging, or we can call it reprogramming your subconscious mind with the ideas that are charged with the right emotion so that we can replace the emotionally charged ideas of that you're still broke with the ones that actually serve you, which are those of your desired reality, which you already know. And I can't tell this to you because, everyone has a different desired reality. That's why I asked you to find it out for yourself. What kind of thoughts, beliefs, identities, convictions, and what kind of emotions is that version of you thinking? And then I just want you to completely relax and just let yourself immerse in those thoughts, in those convictions, in those beliefs, and let yourself feel the emotion. Now you can do this in a numerous amounts of ways, right? You can either visualize, you can affirm it to yourself, you can do all of these things. And what you do is up to you. But just remember, it is not about the technique itself, but about the mental and emotional state that those techniques put you into. It is not about the technique, it's about the emotional conviction that you put into it that it will work. But more importantly, like we already said earlier in this video, the mental and spiritual planes are the realms of cause. Right? Therefore, we must reprogram ourselves so that the universe can bring us the right opportunities so that we can act on them with the best possible intuition and so that we can always get what it is that we want. Because right now, you do have the discipline, and I hugely commend you for that. Like, actually, good job. Because I know that people like us who are on this path, they don't get praised that often. So I want you to take a second and actually be proud of yourself. I know that you've been putting in the work, and I know it's been hard. But I want you to completely detach from this idea that you need to outwork everyone so that you can get the exact same results as them. That's not the case at all. That's just some kind of subconscious programming that you picked up as we were growing up. But now we want to rewrite that, because abundance isn't a privilege, it is a birthright, because you are an aspect of the infinite. You are quite literally the materialization of God. Now, when I say God, I don't mean some kind of an entity sitting in the sky with anger tantrums. No, I simply mean our infinite creator that has created our souls, which have incarnated down into the universe or into the third dimensional realm, whatever you want to call it, and now are simply experiencing this life. Now, whether it is God, Allah, the universal flow, the infinite intelligence, Yahweh, Jehovah, what it is to you, that's completely up to you. But you just need to realize that you've been only working on one plane of existence instead of all three. And when you weaponize all three of them simultaneously, then it will all work perfectly and completely detach from the limiting beliefs of other people. Like, for example, the economy is going down, everything is scarce, there are no opportunities out there, women are not like how they used to be, all of these things. Extrapolate this to your life, and you'll see just how well it will start working. And yeah, I guess that's basically it. So, really ask yourself, what kind of mental and emotional state is that version of you occupying? Then go into a deeply relaxed state where you overwrite it and you stop thinking that you just need to take more action and you need to feign and you need to feel more pain, bro, in order to succeed, because that's just not the case. Of course, physical action is still necessary, but that doesn't mean that it has to be difficult, not in any way whatsoever, but you still need to take it to materialize what it is that you want. And yeah, just always remember that the true power is always held within. Because even if we just look at this scientifically, then we can see that we only see 0.0035% of the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Meaning that what you call reality, aka the physical plane, whatever you can experience with your 5 physical senses, is only a tiny fraction of reality. And this is the reality that you've been so emotionally dependent on when it comes to results. But no, you need to do more inner work. You need to actually weaponize the 99.9965% of reality that you've been neglecting all this time along. Because why should anyone enslave you? All they need to do is just put you into the mental and emotional state that they want you into, and then you will take the physical action that will perpetuate this, and then you will be right instead of being in your right reality. I want you to really think about it. And I'm not here to convince you of anything, I'm just giving you the raw facts so that you can take away anything from this video. And one more thing that I want to end this video on is that you think that there is a separation between that person of you that is outworking you and yourself in this universe, or the physical plane, the third dimensional realm, whatever you want to call it. We have this law called the law of polarity. For example, we have hot and cold, masculine and feminine. We have, I don't know, tall and short. You get what I mean. So that's why it appears that that person is separated from you, when even though they came from the exact same source. They are you. They are God. They're just wearing a different costume. They are basically an aspect of you that just looks differently. They are quite literally a different version of you. So when you are jealous that they are outworking you, you're jealous at yourself, because you can only feel your own energy. And like we already said, you can only have what you already have. So if you feel that energy of being jealous, then the universe will give you more things to be jealous about. You will encounter more people, conditions, timings, circumstances, and events that will perpetuate this jealousy. And so, if you just recognize that they came from the exact same source as you, and that they are basically the same soul that you are, just wearing a different costume, the same aspect of God that you are, of our infinite creator, and you just start being grateful for their success, then that energy of the gratitude will be set forth in your reality also, and then you will experience that abundance also. So you need to elevate your thinking beyond the third dimension, and you need to step into the fourth dimension. Okay? So feel the gratitude, and then the universe will give you more things to be grateful of about. Because the moment that you start to be grateful for other people's achievements, those achievements will come to your life also. Okay? And yeah, if you're more interested about this manifestation stuff and just healthy mindsets that improve your mental health, then you can check out my Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. It is something life-changing, and just look at these people. They have benefited so much from me, even though they haven't even seen a single life lesson from that course. So just imagine what kind of knowledge is awaiting for you in there. But no pressure, of course. It is just something that if you grow to like me, then you can buy it. But for now, make sure to go over this video again and actually grasp these concepts, not just consciously, but subconsciously, internalize them, take the action, and yeah, take care. Have a nice rest of your day.